Hey again guys, Mr. T here. The last video was literally me demonstrating putting all the collected data into your data collection sheet that's on your task sheet provided. That's to help you out to collect the data so you can just think about your investigation rather than how to make a table, okay? Why do we have multiple trials here? Because we are making sure that each result is not a fluke, okay? What if someone just did really poorly in the first reflex test, or they were just getting used to the actual test? You want a second and a third one. You want as many as possible, but you don't have time in year 10. You're not good enough yet, okay? So I'm just saying a minimum of 3 is fine. If I've provided the data collection sheet has 3, just do 3, okay? So that you can find the average. What I want to show you now is a shortcut for finding the statistics. I don't really want you to add all these 3 and then divide them by 3 to get the trial average. You can do that if you can't work out how to use the Excel spreadsheet that I'm going to show you, even though I've got it on video and showing you exactly how to do it. You could do that, but then the problem with that is once you've found the average of all of these across here, you're then going to have to average all of those down there to get the overall average reflex for the gamers, okay? So these 3 going across averages out one person's trial so that there's no fluke or there's no really bad result. We get a good idea of what their result is. But then once we've collected all of the averages of the gamer people, we need to find the average of all the gamers to give you an idea of what kind of score the gamers get. Same here. So that's a lot of manual calculation unless you have this shortcut. So, you've probably never used a spreadsheet before, or if you have, your teacher didn't bother showing you how to do it and you just use it as a table. But what's cool about a spreadsheet is every single one of these cells is a calculator and they can talk to each other. So what you can see here is I've just retyped all of the data into the spreadsheet, but now I'm going to show you how to do calculations. So if you tell in a spreadsheet that you want the cell to equal something, you get access to a whole bunch of formulae here, and I want it to find the average. And you can see, as soon as I started pressing AV, average pops up. And it's going, okay, you want this cell, D4, to find the average of what? It's asking you to select what you want to find the average of. I want it to find the average of these 3 numbers. And so it's found it. I didn't need to add these 3 together and divide by 3 using a calculator. I just got it to find that, okay? I could do the same here, I could do the same here, but that's too much typing for me. We're Galaxy Brain here, we're not Smooth Brain in Mr. T's class, alright? So what you can see is in the bottom right of this selected cell, you can see a dark box or dark dot there. What that does is Excel knows that people like to do repetitive things in Excel. So if I drag that down and drag it all the way down here, that's automatically going to make this cell find the average of those 3, this cell find the average of those 3, because I originally set it up for this cell to find the average of those 3. It just drags it down. You can double check if you want. This cell is finding the average of A5 to C5. A5 is this one, B5, C. It's doing what I want it to do. Okay? So that saves you a lot of time. Now, I found the averages of the 3 trials for each person. Now I want an average of all of the gamers. How do I do that? How do I tell a cell what to do? Equals av, select average. I want it to average all of these, so I drag it down. Don't include the cell that you want. Just include the cell that don't include the cell that you're calculating it in. Include only the cells that you want to find the average of, and then press enter. That's found the average of all the gamers is 281 milliseconds. Okay? I can do the same thing for the non-gamers. Equals av, select average, get those 3. This one is finding the average of the 3 trials for this particular person. Select the black box, drag it down. Now all these boxes are finding the average of each person. If I want to find the average of all the non-gamers, equal average, select all the averages, done. Now we can see that the average millisecond score of the non-gamers is 293.41 milliseconds. The average score for the gamers is 281, which agrees with my hypothesis. The gamers have a slightly faster reflex score. Now, I taught you the 5-number summary, and I taught you the measures of spread. Okay? So let's find those. There's a formula for that. If I wanted to find the minimum equals min, you can see it pops up. I want it to find the minimum of the average of the trials, okay? Not the average of the whole group, just the average of the trials there. And that's telling me the fastest person in the gamer group was 208.667, okay? I'm going to highlight this so I don't accidentally select it. That's important data for my argument later. Min Q1, how do I do quartiles? You go equals quartile, select it. And what it wants you to do is select the data that you want to find the quartile of, so it's all these, comma, and then it wants to know which quartile you want. So I want quartile 1 because it's Q1, so I press 1, enter, it's found quartile 1 for me. If I want to find median, equals median appears. I want you to find the median of the gamer's averages. Done. How do I find quartile 3? Equals quartile. Select the data. Find the quartile of this. What quartile do you want? Comma, 3. Done. And then the maximum equals max. Select the data you want to find the max of. Boom. That's it. So median is an important number for me to talk about. Well, all of these are important. Let's color them all yellow. There's stuff that I can talk about in the analysis, okay? Range, what was the range? The range was the max, take the min. So how do I get a cell to do something? Equals this cell, which is the max, take away the min. It's found the range for me. So there's a spread of 174 milliseconds for the gamers. What's the interquartile range? The interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. Enter. So the spread of the middle 50% of gamers' data is 53.41 milliseconds. So we have the average reflex score for the gamers here. We also know how spread out they were with the 2 measures of spread. And we also have the median as well, which is 278.5. If I'm doing this investigation, I want to compare these 2 groups. So I want to do the same thing here. Equals min. Select it. Select the data you want to find the minimum of. Equals quartile. Select the data. Comma, I want first quartile. Equals median. Select the data. Equals quartile. Select the data. What quartile do I want? Well, it's Q3, so comma 3. Equals max. Select the data. Make them yellow because they're important. Range equals the max. Take the min. Interquartile range equals Q3 minus Q1. These are important datas too. So we literally have most of the story that I need to answer the question in my assignment, okay? With this, done in very short time, okay? So now that you've done the spreadsheet, you can fill out your calculation scaffold. Condition 1 was being a gamer. Condition 2 was non-gamer. What was the mean? The mean was 281. Non-gamers were 293.42 to 2 decimal points. The median for the gamers was 278.5. The median was 290.5. The mode, we haven't found that out, but you can work that out. Mode equals mode. Select the averages. There is no mode because they're all different. Equals mode. There is no mode, they're all different. So you'd write NA, NA, measures of spread, gamer, non-gamer. What's the minimum? 208.67 to 2 decimal points. Q1 is 251.5, median is 278.5, Q3 is 304.92 to 2 decimal points, which you can see here. Max 382.67 rounded to 2 decimal points. The range, like we found on the spreadsheet, was 174. The interquartile range was 53.42, rounded to 2 decimal points, as you can see here. Condition 2, we're finishing that up. But your whole argument in your assignment hinges on this. Except for talking about the graphs, you're basically done. Except for the write-up, yeah? So non-gamer minimum 207.33 to 2 decimal points. Q1 278.67 to 2 decimal points. Median 290.5. Q3 324.83 to 2 decimal points. Max 354.33 to 2 decimal points. The range was 147. Interquartile range was 46.17 to 2 decimal points. You are going to do that yourself. Please use the spreadsheet way. I've literally got a video of showing you how to do this. Use that so that you can get this assignment done really quick and focus on the write-up part. But you can see already, what do our measures of center say? The gamers have a slightly faster reflex score than the non-gamers according to the mean. It's the same for the median. The median, they have a slightly faster reflex score compared to the median of the non-gamers. What can we say according to measures of spread, which is about consistency? Well, the range for the gamers was 174 versus 147. So even though the gamers were faster with a lower millisecond score, they were less consistent based on all of the data. And you could say that as well, that's supported by the interquartile range, because remember, the interquartile range is the middle 50%, the middle half of all of the data. The interquartile range for the gamers was 53.42. The interquartile range for the non-gamers was 46.17, which is also more consistent than the gamers. So our hypothesis is somewhat confirmed. They have, according to measures of center, faster reflexes, but they're less consistent. And we'll talk about reasons for that when we talk about the write-up section. Hopefully that helps you out, and see you in the next video.